Hey everyone, welcome to Bookish Nook, and today I'm doing a review of Richelle Mead's The Indigo Spell, which is the fourth book in the Bloodlines series. If you have not read Bloodlines or The Golden Lily, even hearing the synopsis, the spoiler-free synopsis for The Indigo Spell, you will be spoiled, so bye. So the Indigo Spell picks up at the end of where The Golden Lily finished, where we have a lot of tension between Adrian and Sydney and the other characters as well. We see Sydney's growing dissatisfaction for the way she's treated by the alchemist. She's not trusted, and she's not privy to certain information that the alchemists have, and she doesn't really particularly enjoy that. So this book centers around her uncovering the truth that the alchemists are hiding and finding herself. What I particularly loved about this novel is the tension and the chemistry between Sydney and Adrian. They're obviously my favorite characters of this series, so I really enjoyed a lot of their interactions. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, and I really enjoyed it. It's full of funny interactions. It's really witty, and there's lots of action sprinkled out throughout. So now on to the spoilery review. I really enjoyed the part where Sydney is rushed to a different plane, and lo and behold, she's sitting next to Adrian. And they go to the wedding, and he asks her to dance. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. And I could see that coming from a mile away, but I was just so ecstatic when it happened anyways. I was smiling like a little girl while reading. It was a little pathetic. But I really enjoyed it because I love Adrian and Sydney together. I love the idea of them together. Sydney brings out the best of Adrian, and Adrian brings out more of the adventurous, risk-taking side of Sydney. So I really enjoyed that aspect of their relationship. I also enjoyed the little side of going to the wedding and seeing how the other alchemists are acting with the vampires, because you sort of lose that sense of the alchemists, how they act around the vampires, because Sydney is now almost completely at ease around them. So seeing Stanton and I can't remember his name react around them is quite priceless, and it really brings you back into that world that, despite Sydney being okay with this, others are not. We also see Sydney dabbling in the world of magic a lot more, and she's a lot more at ease with it and doesn't really have these reservations as much as she used to. And I love that about her character, is that she's overcoming these beliefs she's had for so long and doing the exact opposite, and she's such a strong character for that, and I'm really enjoying that. I think that Miss Tellywinger, I still can't pronounce her name, is really pushy and is really pushing Sydney where she needs to be. And then we find out right at the beginning that we have a foe. We have a sort of main antagonist, and that is Miss Tellywinger's sister, who is sucking the lives and the beauty and the power out of younger women for herself. So the entire book sort of centers around Sydney trying to find out where she is and sort of figure out what to do, I guess you can say. I really enjoyed the sides where Adrian and Sydney went to class together, and you could just see despite Sydney not seeing, but you could just see the pain it is for Adrian to have to deal with that, being so close to her when we know that he obviously loves her and stuff. So that was really exciting too. I wasn't expecting the main foe to be that girl at the bed and breakfast. That completely caught me off guard. I wasn't ready for that. So I really enjoyed that aspect of not being able to see what's about to happen. That's another thing about Richelle Mead's writing, is that some things are obvious and some things aren't. So it's a nice balance of things you can deduct yourself and things that you're caught off guard for. So I enjoyed that. Probably one of my favorite parts of this book was the little dragon that Sydney summons, and it sort of, I guess you could say, imprints, maybe that's not the right word, but it's the word that comes to mind, on both Sydney and Adrian, and they're sort of have like shared custody of it. I thought that was just absolutely adorable and really funny to read about. But the end of the book was pretty intense, and we see that Sydney is a lot more powerful than she's actually demonstrated. She's very resourceful, and well beyond her years, I guess you could say, with magical training. You know, she managed to do a spell that she wasn't supposed to be able to do. Although it really exhausted her, she was able to still do it and make it out alive. So that we see Sydney's more of her progression. And I wasn't expecting her to um, undo the tattoo, sort of. I wasn't expecting that at all. I figured she would have just kept it because it's too much of a risky move, because she is a very safe player, I guess you could say. So I'm really excited to see where that progresses. I was not at all surprised when she decided not to go to Mexico to get the seal over her tattoo, because I think even for Sydney that would have been out of character, because that is way too much of a risk, especially since she won't be able to stay with her group and protect them. And I think that was one of her main motivations, aside from Adrian, of course, of not putting the indigo thing over her face. Sydney's character progression is definitely one of my favorite things about this series. When we first meet her in Vampire Academy, she is fully immersed in the alchemist world and believes without a doubt everything that they've told her. And now by the end of the Indigo spell, she is completely sort of in her own mind, where she doesn't believe everything they say, and she's made it her almost goal in life to uncover what the alchemists have been hiding from them. I am definitely excited to read The Fiery Heart, although I'm not excited for the wait for, I think it's called The Silver Shadow, and that doesn't come out till the end of July. So I think I might push reading The Fiery Heart back a little bit, but that probably won't happen because I love these characters so much. So I hope you enjoyed the review. Bye!